10 Forgotten Geniuses Who Shaped the World. 10 Greatest Minds in History You Don't Know About. You've heard of Einstein, Newton, and Da Vinci, but what about the forgotten geniuses whose ideas shaped our world? Throughout history, many brilliant minds have shaped the world with their groundbreaking ideas, yet some remain overlooked. While figures like Einstein, Newton, and Da Vinci are widely celebrated, countless others made extraordinary contributions to science, philosophy, and innovation, but never gained the same recognition. Welcome to One Good Fact. Whether you are a facts enthusiast, history buff, geography aficionado, science lover, or culture fanatic, today you are sure to learn one good fact. Today, we uncover the minds that changed history, yet history forgot them. Stay with us, because number 9 will surprise you. And no, this is not to entice you to watch the video to the end. It is actually saving lives daily till this day. Here are 10 of the greatest minds in history that you may not know about. Number 1. Shen Kuo, 1031 to 1095. Our journey begins in 11th century China, with a man far ahead of his time. Shen Kuo wasn't just a scientist, he was an astronomer, mathematician, engineer, and even a geologist. Yeah, you heard that right. A Chinese polymath of the Song dynasty, Shen Kuo was a scientist, mathematician, astronomer, and engineer. He made early advancements in cartography, discovered the concept of true north using a magnetic compass, and even theorized about land formation long before modern geology. He was the first to describe the magnetic compass's ability to find true north, centuries before European explorers used it for navigation. But that's not all. He even laid the foundations of climate science, recognizing that land changes over time, long before modern geology existed. Shen Kuo's most famous work, Dream Pool Essays, compiled his observations in astronomy, medicine, and even economic theory. He also contributed to early theories of climate change by noting how fossils suggested shifting landscapes over time. His ability to observe and analyze the world around him led to discoveries that were far ahead of his time. His discoveries were groundbreaking, yet today, his name remains largely unknown. But Shen Kuo wasn't the only one making waves in ancient history. Let's travel to Alexandria, where a remarkable woman defied the norms of her time. Number 2. Hypatia of Alexandria, about 350 to 415 AD. Fast forward to ancient Alexandria, where a brilliant woman challenged the status quo. Hypatia, the martyr of knowledge. Hypatia was a mathematician, philosopher, and astronomer at a time when women were discouraged from intellectual pursuits. A philosopher, mathematician, and astronomer, Hypatia was one of the last great thinkers of ancient Alexandria. She made significant contributions to the understanding of conic sections and the design of the astrolabe. She refined early astronomical models, designed instruments for navigation, and taught advanced mathematics to eager students. As a respected teacher and scholar, Hypatia played a crucial role in preserving Greek mathematical traditions at a time when the world was shifting away from Hellenistic thought. However, her success as an independent female thinker made her a target, leading to her tragic murder by a religious mob. But her greatest crime, defying ignorance. Despite her violent end, her legacy endures, symbolizing the power of intellect against ignorance. Hypatia was brutally murdered by a mob who saw her as a threat to religious power. Her story reminds us of the cost of knowledge in the face of fear. Now let's jump to the Islamic Golden Age, where a scientist's work on optics would influence the world for centuries to come. Number 3. Alhazen, Ibn al-Haytham, 965 to 1040 AD. Now let's meet the man who quite literally changed how we see the world, Alhazen, an Arab physicist and mathematician. Alhazen is often referred to as the father of optics. Born in the Islamic Golden Age, he was the first scientist to experiment with light and vision. He debunked the ancient belief that our eyes emit light to see, proving instead that vision depends on external light sources. He conducted the first rigorous experiments on light and vision, laying the foundation for modern optical science. His book of optics introduced the scientific method and debunked the ancient Greek theory that the eyes emitted light to see. His work influenced European scientists like Kepler and Newton centuries later. But ask someone today who discovered the laws of vision, and his name is rarely mentioned. Beyond optics, Alhazen made contributions to astronomy and engineering, and his approach to empirical science set a standard that would define future scientific endeavors. Speaking of visionaries, let's explore the story of a woman whose discoveries in paleontology changed our understanding of prehistoric life. Number 4. Mary Anning, 1799 to 1847. Imagine being a young girl in 19th century England, scouring cliffs for fossils, only to have your discoveries credited to others. That was the life of Mary Anning, the woman who discovered dinosaurs. As self-taught paleontologist from England, Mary Anning made groundbreaking discoveries in the field of paleontology. She unearthed complete dinosaur fossils, including the first correctly identified ichthyosaur and plesiosaur, though male scientists took much of the credit for her work. She found the first complete ichthyosaur and plesiosaur skeletons, changing everything we knew about prehistoric life. Without her, the world might have taken much longer to accept that species could go extinct. But as a working-class woman, she was never fully accepted by the scientific community. Anning's meticulous fossil collection and detailed observations provided crucial evidence for the theory of evolution long before Darwin published On the Origin of Species. Despite her lack of formal education, she became one of the most respected fossil hunters of her time. Her legacy inspired countless scientists, even if her name remains less known than her male counterparts. Today, her name is barely recognized, even though her findings were groundbreaking. Now let's turn our attention to a mathematical genius whose mind defied conventional training. Number 5. Srinivasa Ramanujan, 1887 to 1920. Some geniuses are born in universities, others emerge from the unlikeliest places. Meet Srinivasa Ramanujan, the self-taught genius. A mathematical prodigy from India, Ramanujan made profound contributions to number theory, continued fractions, and infinite series with little formal training. Srinivasa Ramanujan, an Indian mathematician with little formal education, produced some of the most complex mathematical theories in history, all from intuition alone. His intuitive approach to mathematics baffled even the greatest minds at Cambridge. Despite facing cultural and financial hardships, Ramanujan's groundbreaking formulas are still used in modern physics, cryptography, and even black hole theories. His notebooks contained equations so advanced that even today, mathematicians are still uncovering their significance. If given the same opportunities as his Western counterparts, who knows what else he might have achieved. His story, immortalized in The Man Who Knew Infinity, is a testament to the power of raw genius and determination. Now let's meet a brilliant woman whose work on DNA should have earned her a Nobel Prize. Number 6. Rosalind Franklin, 1920 to 1958. DNA, the blueprint of life. But while Watson and Crick get all the credit, it was Rosalind Franklin's X-ray images that revealed its double helix structure. Yeah, introducing Rosalind Franklin, the overlooked DNA pioneer. A British chemist and X-ray crystallographer, Franklin played a crucial role in discovering the double helix structure of DNA. However, her contributions were overshadowed when James Watson and Francis Crick used her work without proper acknowledgement. Her meticulous work was taken without her consent and used to confirm the model that won a Nobel Prize, one she was never awarded. Franklin's brilliance changed genetics forever, yet history erased her name from the headlines. Franklin's detailed images of DNA were instrumental in understanding genetic structures. Despite being denied the credit she deserved during her lifetime, she remains a symbol of perseverance in scientific research. Moving from biology to engineering, let's uncover the mind behind the modern engine. Number 7. Nicolaus Otto, 1832 to 1891. Next up, let's meet Nicolaus Otto, the man who powered the world. Without Nicolaus Otto, your car wouldn't exist. The German engineer Nicolaus Otto revolutionized transportation by developing the first four-stroke internal combustion engine. This German engineer designed the first efficient four-stroke internal combustion engine, the same basic design still used in cars today. His invention fueled the automotive revolution, yet Henry Ford and Carl Benz are the names we remember. His invention laid the groundwork for modern automobiles, yet his name is rarely mentioned alongside automobile pioneers. The Otto cycle engine remains a cornerstone of automotive technology, making cars, planes, and modern transport possible. Otto's engine changed everything, but his name remains forgotten in the exhaust of history. From engines to computers, let's highlight the woman who wrote the first algorithm. Next up, meet the genius who predicted computers long before they existed. Number 8. Ada Lovelace, 1815 to 1852. Before modern computers, there was Ada Lovelace. In the 1800s, she wrote the first ever algorithm for Charles Babbage's analytical engine, predicting that machines could one day create music, art, and more. Meet Ada Lovelace, the first computer programmer. The daughter of Lord Byron, Ada Lovelace was a visionary mathematician who worked with Charles Babbage on his analytical engine. She is considered the first computer programmer, as she developed what is now recognized as the first algorithm intended for machine processing. A woman envisioning artificial intelligence long before computers even existed. Yet history buried her contributions for over a century. Lovelace's insights into computing were so advanced that they predicted modern artificial intelligence over a century before computers existed. Now let's shift our focus to the medical field and a man who saved countless lives. Number 9. Joseph Lister, 1827 to 1912. Next up, meet Joseph Lister, the man who made surgery safe. Surgery used to be a death sentence until Joseph Lister changed everything. A British surgeon, Lister pioneered antiseptic surgery, introducing sterilization techniques that drastically reduced infection rates in hospitals. He introduced antiseptic techniques, sterilizing tools and operating rooms to prevent deadly infections. His discovery saved countless lives, yet few today know his name. His contributions saved countless lives, yet he remains less well known than other medical pioneers. Before Lister, surgery was often fatal due to infections. Next time you step into a hospital, remember, medicine wouldn't be the same without Lister. His insistence on cleanliness and sterilization transformed modern medicine. Finally, let's look at a man who reshaped our understanding of the cosmos. Number 10. Jan Oort, 1900 to 1992. Next up, meet Jan Oort, the genius astronomer who saw beyond our galaxy. When you look at the stars, you're seeing Jan Oort's discoveries in action. A Dutch astronomer, Jan Oort made fundamental contributions to understanding the structure of the Milky Way and the concept of dark matter. He also proposed the existence of the Oort cloud, a vast region of icy bodies that influences comets in the solar system. He mapped the Milky Way, theorized dark matter, and proposed the Oort cloud, a massive icy region at the edge of our solar system. Without his work, modern astronomy wouldn't exist. But in the vastness of space, his name is barely a whisper. His findings revolutionized modern astronomy, yet his name is seldom recognized outside the scientific community. Conclusion. The impact of these overlooked geniuses continues to shape our modern world. Their contributions are profound, even if history has not given them the recognition they deserve. By celebrating their achievements, we can appreciate the diverse range of minds that have propelled human knowledge forward. History may forget, but knowledge prevails. These minds shape the world in ways we can't even measure, yet history has buried them under the weight of more famous names. Let's change that. Subscribe for more untold stories of brilliance. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history's hidden geniuses, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more incredible discoveries.